GCU, private, Christian, affordable. But let's talk about the middle part. Let's talk about Christian. Let's talk about faith at GCU and what that looks like for all of us.
Hey guys, so it's Desiree from Living at Lopes, and I decided that I'm gonna sit down with you guys today, kind of get on your guys' level and talk about kind of why I chose to come to GCU and what roles my faith had to play into that. I was looking for a place where I felt at home away from home. I was looking for a place that accepted me for me, and that's really hard to find, especially in today's society. So I was really happy that I found GCU because it really did help me become the person I'm supposed to be.
I think like a lot of people, when searching where they want to go to school, they're gonna look for somewhere where they have a community that they think they'll mesh with, or an environment. And for me, I definitely think a faith-based community is something I looked for in schools. And that could be in really any capacity, and GCU I think really stood out amongst those as somewhere that was going to give me lots of opportunities to grow in my faith and just be around other people with similar mindsets as me.
I was looking kind of for a family and a very small area to kind of be able to branch out. Going on the Discover trip, it kind of showed me how much of a family that GCU really is, and that kind of stuck out to me, and that's what helped me decide on going to GCU.
My faith did play a bit of a part in me choosing GCU, and I feel like that was a good decision because it really has helped me grow as a person, helped me grow in my faith, and kind of have that support system that I feel like most universities don't have built in.
Now that I have been a part of GCU going on my third year now, I can absolutely say that my faith has grown so much since coming here. Spiritual life here on campus has really cultivated and helped grow my faith, and one of the biggest things that I attribute to that is the culture that I'm a part of here on campus. Everything here involving spiritual life and involving faith is completely voluntary. You are not required to go to any spiritual life events, and that is super awesome because therefore you're finding people who are there because they want to be there and because that is what they are wanting to pursue, and no one is telling them that they have to do it. And so with that, I've been finding people who are like myself, wanting to grow in faith.
I came in knowing I was a Christian, being a new believer, but have since grown to be discipled and to disciple. And literally just like my faith journey has been so incredibly fruitful and has grown so much since being at GCU.
There's just so many opportunities at GCU to get in touch with your faith. So it's been really great and really easy for me to grow in my faith and further my faith. I thought that this would be the best place to do that for me when choosing college, and I'm just really glad that I was right in that choice.
University is 100% different than being in high school. So coming here, you're not always with the same people, or you're not always surrounded with the same people because it's a lot larger. Even though that your classrooms are small, you have to be intentional about making friendships and finding community, but also inviting God to just guide you in that.
I still remember freshman year, someone told me, just because I was having a really rough time the first couple of weeks of school, and I missed home a lot, and I wasn't really making a lot of friends. So I talked to an upperclassman, and the first piece of advice, and I still believe that this advice is carrying me through college, is to say yes. And a couple days after that, someone asked me to join a lip sync team, and I said yes. So from there, I found a community of 18 kids in general, and from there it grew into like 50, into 100, into meeting so many different GCU students just from saying yes to a lip sync battle of all things.
Finding a community of people can be overwhelming and stressful in any situation for anybody, but I always say that at GCU, like, you don't have to look far to find some sort of people or group that you mesh well with, and finding that community is so much easier here. You're gonna see a little bit of faith everywhere, and also people come from so many different backgrounds and so many different places, and everybody offers something different and brings it to the table.
It's just crazy to if you believe that God's going to provide, he's going to provide in his time, to not just rush it, because I was trying to rush the process so quickly during welcome week and trying to meet a bunch of people, when the reality was I just had to be patient and wait for him to provide in his time.
Arguably one of the most impactful spiritual life communities on campus for me since the beginning of my freshman year has been life groups, which is awesome to say because I'm now a life leader and that's how much it's poured into me. Life groups, to get a little bit into more of what they are, life groups are groups that are hosted by the floors of each building. Each floor hosts a life group. You show up for an hour or so, you hang out with some awesome people on your floor from different areas around campus, you eat some free snacks that Spiritual Life provides, which is super awesome. Free snacks are always fun. Who doesn't love that? And then you just gather together in community, encourage each other, support each other, and help each other grow in your personal lives as well as your spiritual lives. And it's a super awesome thing to get plugged into. I highly recommend it if you are not plugged into one yet.
I have 4 girls that are life leaders that I pour into, along with having my own life group, which is literally incredible. For me, what it looks like is sitting down with these girls, getting to know them, talk about Jesus, read the Bible a little bit. But ultimately, I think life group is meant to build community.
Community and fellowship are such a big, important thing to me and my personal faith. So getting to go to things like Chapel in the Gathering every week and just worship with my friends and get to grow and strengthen our faiths together is something really beautiful. And sometimes I just step back and I can see it and be like, wow, what other place do I get this opportunity to just worship right next to my friends in the middle of the day on a weekday amongst our classes? Like, there's really nothing else like it.
The Gathering has been one of the most impactful places of finding worship and just time with God and just community in general, because that is where people who want to go to Gathering are going to go to Gathering. They're not going to go to Gathering just because other people are going, which I think makes it a lot more special and more intentional, because the people who want to be there are there, and it's just like the moment in the room is just so much more special.
You know, a lot of times I will be going on car rides with people and we will have awesome deep conversations about tons of different topics. We'll have goofy conversations as well. But what's really great is I can expect and anticipate a lot of times in car rides, we talk about things of faith, deep stuff like, how are you being challenged? You know, what's something that God's showing to you in terms of your mental health?
You already have a safe space walking in and just even attending, because everyone is always looking out for each other. There's no just me on my own road. It's always me and my large family that is going through the same things right beside me.
And I'm so grateful that I have people around me who are also supporting me and wanting me to grow in my faith and are growing with me and just really supporting me in that way.
This school is so great with connecting people to their faith, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
The Lord's been with me this year because I have all these opportunities to, you know, talk about things and just fellowship with other people.
Coming into a new school where I moved across the country was super scary and intimidating. I truly do feel so blessed because I went from having no friends to having some of the friends that I could see myself being friends with my entire life.
You're not alone at GCU. You're never going to be alone. There's so many people that are going through life and through classes right next to you, and all it takes is just a simple gesture to reach out or just to say hello, and you'll never know where that relationship will take you. Everyone is going through it. We're all starting to adult, and we all know that all of us do not want to adult, but for me, I just want to always focus on the love that I can give to everybody else.
So I hope that this was extremely helpful to everybody, and if anybody has any questions about faith, you can literally talk to any student on campus and they will tell you how amazing it is here. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys later. Bye guys!